own elite coach, National Coach of the Year in 2019 for the sport of squash. Also has 2 Commonwealth Game representatives to her honour. Her name is Lisa Camilleri, and Lisa has joined us this morning. G'day, Lisa.
Hey, Glenn, how are you?
I am very well. You're travelling down from Carnarvon in the not-too-distant future, so you've been through the north of Western Australia. What have you seen about regional squash in this part of the world?
Yeah, look, I mean, we did our first clinic stop, which was in Karratha last week, and that was fantastic. I mean, beautiful 3 courts at the Leisureplex, and we were greeted with very, very happy squash community, and I stepped on court with quite a few members there.
Lisa, when did your journey begin? As a youngster, I would imagine?
Yeah, I mean, I started playing squash, I think, when I was 5. Mum played a lot, so we were at squash 4 days a week. So I was there and grabbed a racket and started hitting, and started my junior career when I was 8 years old, and actually won the Queensland State under-11s when I was 8. So I thought, oh, this is good, and kept going.
So, Lisa, you've seen the heights of squash, and we've all seen it in our own community, and we've discussed it on this program in previous times. You know, squash courts, there were many of them around regional Australia, regional WA, but for whatever reason, squash lost a little bit of situation and lost a lot of participants, and it fell by the wayside to some extent.
Yeah, I mean, look, there are a lot of squash centres that have closed down within Australia, but I mean, I don't know the reasoning for that, but I mean, what I'm sort of seeing now, that the squash clubs that are still there and still surviving are doing quite well. We've like I said, Karratha was our 13th stop, so we've been to 13 rural country squash centres, and they're all doing really well. They've got over 70 members, and so I don't know. I mean, I don't know why it's booming like it was back in the 80s, as you mentioned, but I think it's on a little rise at the moment. I'm seeing a lot of sort of mid-20s to 30s that are starting to play the sport again.
When it comes to Geraldton, there's plenty of enthusiastic squash players here, so you'll love getting an opportunity to talk to them and have a chat. But looking at squash, what makes it such a good sport? Because it is a sport that you can play for a long time, isn't it? Once you start, you can keep playing for your lifetime almost.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm quite biased about squash. I love it. It's funny you say that, because I was coaching a young fella the other week, and he said, I hopped on court with a 70-plus person. I thought, I am going to beat this lady. She's old. But, I mean, she cleaned him up. Like you said, it seems like the older you get in squash, the better you get. You just don't have the legs, but you're starting to think more. I love it because it's indoors, so you can play all year round. It's fast-paced. It's exciting. Full of action. I play other sports sometimes, like tennis and whatnot. I just get bored because I think it's too slow. So squash is very fast impact, and you can burn a lot of calories in a short amount of time. So it's fantastic for fitness.
And it has got the pathway there. There's still elite avenues for people who want to play at the elite level, but you can still play it at the community level and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I mean, there is a pathway, obviously coming through juniors and then on your way to professional, but at a community level, I think it's fantastic because it has that sort of social element to it. So if you're playing your local weekly pennant or fixture match, you hang around, you have a drink afterwards and enjoy a social element, which is fantastic.
And what are your plans when you do arrive in Geraldton later this week?
Yeah, I'm doing some private lessons in Geraldton. So I'll arriving hopefully by Monday and spending a couple of days there, getting on court with some of the locals, doing some private lessons, and then continue on from there to Moora and then Wongan Hills, where I'll be doing some clinics.
Oh, very nice. So wonderful that people know that you're on your way. What have you thought of regional WA at the moment, not only in squash, but from what you've seen and observed? How are you enjoying it?
Oh, it's been fantastic. Obviously, we're living in a motorhome and doing a national tour, so driving through and seeing this beautiful country of ours. Countryside's been fantastic. The sights, driving through, and the communities. Obviously, Karratha was beautiful. So we sort of went down to Dampier and enjoyed the seaside, and And actually, a few of the members gave us some fresh fish and calamari, so got to taste the local seafood, which was really nice.
So it looks like everything's going well. The family's enjoying it. You're enjoying it. And Carnarvon, has Carnarvon got many squash courts or any squash courts?
No, I don't think there's no squash courts in Carnarvon, so we're just stopping off here because we've just been driving for the last few days. So, and we've got some phone signal, so I was able to get a chat with you. So we're here for a few days while I catch up on some emails, and then next stop will be Geraldton.
So, Lisa, what about the school programs? Are there any work being done in primary and high school to get squash back into the sporting minds of phys ed teachers and what have you?
Yeah, look, I know WA have a very proactive school program. I know of a coach called Tim Cowell. He's in Perth, but he does travel around and gets out to a lot of the schools. So there is an active school program within WA. They've probably got the best one within Australia, actually. So I'm not too sure. I haven't touched base with Tim recently on the, how much should the kids then fall back into the sport after he goes out to the schools. But I do know that they're quite active getting out to the schools in WA, yeah.
Well, you enjoy your time in Geraldton, enjoy your time in Wongan Hills, enjoy your time in Mora. You'll have a lovely time in all those communities. And thank you for taking the time out this morning, Lisa. Keep having a nice time.
Thanks for chatting, Glenn.
Bye-bye. Lisa Camilleri, one of the elite coaches in Australia when it comes to squash, 2 times Commonwealth Games representative, and doing her bit as she travels around regional WA, getting the word out there about squash. If you've got something to add, something to share, feel free to give me a call.